Hello, hello. Good morning for some of
Morning.
you. Good afternoon for some of you.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good.
Um, I have like a little sales thing that I wanted to. Actually, I made it for you, Erica, because since you told me the structure thing. And I'm glad Ariana's here because she's probably also struggling with sales. So I wanted you guys to show you kind of like how I think about the structure and the flow of the conversation. I also put up a doc that I'm gonna share with you guys for then you can kind of follow that doc. Um, but just ask me any questions as I go through it. Okay?
Okay. Perfect.
Awesome. So look, the main Erica, since you were asking me about structure, Ariana, this is for you too. This kind of how I look at how the sales call should go. I think about the beginning part as if you guys want to screenshot this by all means. But how I look at the sales call, it should be first intro, which is the framing. You get me? Always like, hey, this is what exactly what this call is for. The second part should be qualifying cues, so pretty much the qualifying questions. After that should be a summary of what you just heard, like an overview, right? After that overview of their qualification questions, you do like a statement of what makes us different. This that we don't charge a percentage on the back end, all the stuff that we have talked about. Then a quick overview of the program. It should be no more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm gonna go over that in a second. Then go to base results mindset. So like after you talked about what makes you different, a quick overview of the program, we go to sharing the screen and go into the client's results. Do you guys remember this, right? You go, so this person, this will get the X results. Okay. Then after that, we go into a mini objection phase because there they could go to, is there any reason why you're going to get the same results as this person, right? So that's kind of like an objection phase and the perfect way to, if they have a reason or issue why they want to start today or reason why they think they wouldn't get the same results. Okay. Then closing phase and sales. Make sense? Yes or no?
Yes, it does.
Beautiful. But you kind of see a little bit better now than just having it in a piece of paper or
Yes, yes.
okay. So yeah, each of this little segment, this should take you maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes depending on the conversation. But I'll get that to in a second. All right. So now we go to this doc. I'm gonna give you this doc right after Erica, so don't worry about it. So this is how I think of sales. This is how you should think of sales. Okay, a doctor when they sit down with the patient, they don't start reading off a script. That's why I was very hesitant to give you guys a script because having a script was the reason why I had a very low closing rate. Because I bought into different programs and they were just teaching me a script and a script and a script and a script. Oh, and like here's the strategy and this is the way. That's not how I look at this. So a doctor sits down and doesn't read off the script, right? They sit down with you. They ask the right question that provides the right information so they can make the right recommendation. Okay. To diagnose a patient, the doctor always asks a series of questions and changing slightly depending on the response of the patient. No conversation is exactly the same. That's why I don't give you guys a script. I give you guys a framework because no conversation should be the same. Okay. Do not become a robot. We humans can sense it. We smell it when we're being pitched to. How can you overcome this? Know your client, know your product. If you know the two, you should be able to know what answers you need from your clients to get the result they desire. That makes sense? Okay. Now use this doc like a template, Remember, it needs to feel like a normal conversation. If an old friend would have called you right now and they needed funding, how will you handle that call? Like, I bet none of you guys will need a script to handle that call. That is exactly what we need to duplicate in our discovery call. And see how I put discovery call, not sales call? That's why I call them discovery call, because even after the marketing, after the DMing, after the disqualification funnel, some people still like because human are human. That's why not all calls are sales calls. First, we go into a discovery phase. After we understand that these people are actually that we could get them the results, then it turns into a sales calls. All right. Now, here are pretty much how the questions you will ask and how I will structure, okay? So the first thing that as soon as they start the call, you will say, "Hey X, so the point of this call is to find out as much as possible about your credit profile and business to see if I could help you get the funds you're looking for if we can scale your business or whatever it may be." You can say this in 10 different dozen ways. This just takes you 30 seconds. Just quick intro. Hey, America, or hey, I'm Cam, whatever your name is. And the point of this call is just to help understand your credit profile and your business to see how much money you need. If I could get you those results, if I could help you scale. And the way we do this by asking a few questions just to make sure we're not wasting each other's time. That makes sense? They're going to say yes, right? And then you say, Awesome, great, wonderful, amazing, beautiful, whatever response you want to say. The first question that I always ask everybody, you know, you guys should ask you, what made you book a call with us today? That's the most important question. They need to tell you why they book a call with today. And a part two of that question, because sometimes they don't answer it directly on the first question, what made you book a call with me specifically? Which it comes important. This question becomes very important at the end. It's one of the biggest objections that we deal with is the belief objection. When somebody tells you the reason I book a call with you because, and they tell you the list of reasons, you're not gonna get the belief objection. Oh, I don't believe you can get me the results because that person literally booked a call with you because they believe you can help them. So the objection belief, we'll talk about that more towards the end of the doc, but there's literally 4 objections you guys will ever deal with. Okay. So why now? What's the urgency of getting your business funded? Is there some, like, did something happen? Did something happen? Pretty much like why do you want to scale right now? Like what happened that all of a sudden you want to fund your business today? The reason why we want to sense urgency because the person says, "Oh, nothing happened. I want to get my business funded 6 months from now." And this, like the first 3 to 5 minutes, you already know this lead might not even close today because he doesn't need to get funded today. He needs to get funded 6 or 8 months from now. Okay, so these 3 questions are very important. Also, another question is very important. By when do you need the funds? Which these 2 questions are technically the same thing. The first, last 2 and the first 2 are technically the same thing. You can almost ask them at the same time. But very, very important questions. By when do you need the fund? And what happened that all of a sudden you want to get funded? This is sensing urgency level, and this is sensing if the person says I need even it's 50K by tomorrow, you already know you can help them because it's very hard to get 50K the next day unless they're almost everything is perfect set up. Now if they say I need 50K or 100K by next month, you already know this person is the good lead, so you can go on with the qualification phase. Okay. Now this is the first phase of the qualifications. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Keep going. So after they answer that, awesome, cool, great, amazing, beautiful. So what business are we planning to get funded today? This before you can start knowing the industry, if it's high risk or not. How long have you been in business? How long have you been in business? How long you been operating your business for? Whatever. Another good question is the business currently profitable? This is very good because if the business, this could go into different ways. If they say yes, you can continue, right? If they say no, if the business is not currently profitable, say, okay, how much are you currently making? Or is the business breaking even? If they say yes to those things, you'd be like, okay, so how are you currently keeping the lights on? Who's paying the bills? And you go into, oh, maybe, I got my 9 to 5 now. That's what's keeping me afloat until I could scale the business. Okay. But if they say that they are profitable, you say, okay, awesome. So you need the funds to get to the next level. Okay. So what's the amount you need to scale your business? There's another good question because if they tell you I need $1 gazillion, you know you can't work with this lead because there's no way you can fund them. If they need 80K, okay, that's totally doable. Do you need 200K? If somebody says I need 300K, you'll be like, hey, that's totally fine with us. Are you okay? That might take a year. If somebody says I need only 100K, okay, that's totally fine. Can we get it within a month or so? You get me? Somebody says they need too much funding, you can say, okay, that's totally possible. I personally have like almost 400, it's almost 500K, but it took me almost 2 years and a half to get there. You get me? So always give people expectations of if they give you like a large amount. Okay. I see. How exactly does the fund help you scale your model grow? Pretty much the company grow. This is very important because we want to so as we asking these questions, you need to start overviewing everything you're saying. So that somebody says, I need 100 grand hobby because I need 20 grand to I need 20 grand. I'll need 100 grand hobby because I want to get 5 new Airbnbs. Each Airbnb takes about 20 grand to furnish and whatever. And you'll be like, okay, totally get it. So what I'm hearing is you need about 20 grand, 100 grand in funding in total because it's gonna take you at least of 20K per unit to get it furnished and down payment. All that. Am I getting that right? They go, yes. And how much more profitable are you going to become if you get those 5 units? Like, what is the revenue increase? I'm getting involved into the revenue in their business. This means that you're actually listening to them. It's not just asking the questions and then going to the next. It's asking questions with overview and going to the next question. So you do overview with a clarifying. Oh, I see X person. So you need 100 grand because you want to get 5 new units. Each unit's going to cost you at least 20 grand to furnish and down, whatever it may be, or you can start making an extra 30 grand of profit. Am I getting that right? Okay, awesome. Once you get that, am I getting that right? And you overview exactly what the goal is, you say, is the phase 2. Okay, that's awesome, great, beautiful, amazing. Let's see if we can make that happen for you. And then we go into, well, let's see if we can make that happen for you. What is your personal credit score? Now that we understand their business, how much they need, what is their business goal, and what is the projection that they want to make, we go, okay, that's awesome. I totally understand what your business is and where you want to go. Let's see if I can actually help you. Now we go to qualification phase 2, which is qualification the individual's profile. First, we're qualifying the business. Now we're qualifying the profile. Okay. And the qualifying questions for the profile, we all know is the same question we ask in the DMs for the funnel is what's your personal credit score? What's the stronger relationship you have with the how many bank accounts, credit cards do you have? Would you say you have over 10K, 15K in collected personal credit cards? Do you have do you have liquidity to show the banks that you know, proof that you have money? The same question we always ask, guys. Name of the LLC to find out if it's high risk or not. No huge negative remarks, late payments, bankruptcy, blah, 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 blah. This is the same questions we always ask over and over again, just to make sure that the person actually has the right profile. Okay. Awesome. Reason why I asked this question is that we put you in contact with RMs, and if the profile doesn't fit, it's on my ass on the line. You can say that almost halfway through all your questionnaires. I'm like, hey, the reason why we get into so many questions is because I'm gonna put you in contact with my connections, and if the profile doesn't look right, I could lose the connection. That's why we ask all these. If that makes sense, that makes sense. They say agree, okay, and you move on. Okay. Now, overview and summary phase. There's again, you go to another overview. All right, X. So from here, it sounds like the biggest thing for you is X, Y, and Z, right? Now that we understand the person, the credit profile, and the business, we want to overview again. All right, X. From here, it sounds like the biggest thing you need is X, Y, and Z. What could be X, Y, and Z? So X, Y, and Z could be, okay, X. From here, it sounds the biggest thing you need is to structure your LLC correctly, because right now we don't have the right name or NNCS code or whatever it may be. Put you in touch with the right banking relationship. Maybe they have only one bank, or maybe they have no RM, so we got to put them in connections. Remove 10,000 hard inquiries. You know, who people these days are have a million hard inquiries. So be like, this is pretty much what you're getting for them. Okay, so X from here, it sounds the biggest thing for you is remove a million gazillion hard inquiries, structure your exit correctly, put you in contact with my banking relationship management, and get you at least 80, 100, or 100 grand within 45 days. Did I get that right? They need to agree. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I need. Okay, perfect. And then you go into, okay, so if we can make this, this is very important. Once you're overview the whole thing that they exactly what they're talking to you, right? That the reason that we're gonna get their business funded, but first we gotta structure. If we gotta fix a few things in order to get their business funded, okay? After you overview that, you say, okay, if we can make this happen for you and you're 100% confident that we could deliver on that service or get you funded, are you ready to start the funding process today? Or are you ready to start your funding process? This is that again, then confirming that they're ready to make a decision today. If they say no, you know, that's another way that you can start dealing with many objections. If they say yes, you continue, but they say no, this is the perfect time to deal with any objection they might have, any reason why they're not ready to start the process today. It could be whatever the objections could be. You guys could kind of give me some of you, but it's mainly going to be primarily 4 objections. But so there is a way that you can hit where you're dealing with objection handling almost midway through the conversation without the person feeling that you're dealing with the objection because we haven't gotten to price yet. Okay. If the person says, no, yes, if everything makes sense, I do trust you guys are getting me the results I want. I need to get my LLC structured correctly, X, Y, and Z. I'm down to start the funding process as soon as possible. Awesome. We go to a quick overview on the program. Again, this has to take 5 minutes. The minimum, the lower, the better, right? Here's the top 3 things we do, the others don't. We're not percentage based. You learn everything that we show you, all the strategies. You know, we teach you how to fund yourself. We don't just show your credit profile. We sell you a course. Find out what makes you unique, your 3 things that makes you unique from everybody else. Then you say what others do, which is, oh, they charge you a 20% or 10%. Then they never tell you, actually, I said it backwards. Here's what they do, and here's what you do. I said it backwards. I'm sorry. So here's the top 3 that other companies do. They charge you a percentage. They never show you the strategies. They completely destroy your credit because they apply for hundreds of things. They don't give you the information, X, Y, and Z. The main thing that makes us different from everybody else is that we charge a one-time fee. I give you the information. I remove all the hard inquiry after whatever it may be. You guys find out your 3 unique things, okay? After that, you go into results-based thinking. So you give them the big three that makes you different from everybody else. Then you pull up your landing page or where you have your testimonials or whatever you have, and you go, this is Cameron. Cameron, before he met me, he was working on 9 to 5. Then he quit his job, then started a funding company. Exactly. And now he's making 50 grand a month. And now Cam loves me. Now we're best friends and whatever X, Y, V. And here's Erica. When we first met Erica, she didn't have a funding company. Now, you show them 3 different stories. After you show them 3 different stories, right? You go, is there any reason why you couldn't get the same result as Cam, Erica, whatever it may be, right? So that's getting them to be like, okay, these people are getting results in X amount of time. If you can show timelines, even better. If you can be like, Cam joined me on November, and on January when we started getting results, that's even better. You can be like Erica, you can be like, hey, Javi joined me on October 1st, and on November or December, whatever it may be, the 1st or whatever it may be, that's when he got the 100 grand. Okay, and then with that 100 grand, he was able to buy his real estate properties or his trucker or his trucking or Amazon, whatever it may be. And you give like 3 different stories like that. Okay. After that, yeah, this also when you go to the price. So after you go, is there any reason why you wouldn't get the same result as Cam, Erica, or Drex, whatever, Daniel, whatever, any of you guys, any other stories you guys have. If you guys don't have the previous stories and you guys just started, just use my stories. Like go to like just steal my stories for a second of my clients until you get a couple stories going, and then you can, or just I don't know, man, like fake a cousin story or something. At least do one story. If you completely start from scratch, then just you need to show them some proof that you're actually doing, or do your own story. If you're funding it yourself, tell them the story. How about you funding yourself? And then ask him, is there a reason why you wouldn't get the same result as me? Right? But you give them a story of somebody joining your program, getting the funded, and actually changing the business and moving forward. Okay. Now, after you go through that, keep it very simple, very brief overview, everything that needs to be getting no more than 10 seconds with the price and the initiative to take action today. Okay, this is very important. You need to be confident. You need to be concise. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay, you can literally be. Okay, 1 second. Somebody was asking a question. Okay, so sorry. So one thing that I like to say after I go through this part, like, here's X. Is there any reason you wouldn't get any results as X, right? And they go, no, I wouldn't get, no, there's no reason I wouldn't get the same results as whatever person and story you told them. You go, okay, is there any questions you have before we get to the next part? The reason why I like asking this final question is because I like them to ask, okay, so what's the price of the program? Before I ask it. It's always nice when the person asks you the price of the program, because that means they're in their mind, they already got answered all the questions they have, even though they didn't directly ask you, but all the questions are answered, and now they just want to know about the price. And it's a very good thing when both minds are like linked into one thing. Okay, we both are going to talk about price, and you both did it unconsciously. The person doesn't know that you already answered all the questions, and now all they need to know is the price. But that's what you ask them. Hey, okay, so you would get the same results as X, Y, and Z. Is there any questions you have for me before we get to the next part? Sometimes they say no and they don't ask the price, but sometimes they're like, no, yeah, the last question I have is pretty much the price, right? And then you say, okay, well, now let's get to the fun part, the pricing. Glad you guys are sitting down, because we are very expensive. I don't want you to fall back. I say this in all my things. I say it, I don't know. I feel like it mellows down the conversation, because the price, we all get very stiff. I'm like, oh, fuck, we're about to drop, So I'm like, we're very expensive. I love that you're sitting down, because I don't want you to fight back. And it just kind of calms down the situation, okay? So I always say this. To get your business funded and get it approved for X amount, it's going to be a price ticket of $8,000. But we also have an incentive for action takers. So we like people who take action the same day, and that is a price reduction of $2,000. So the total price will be $6K. Then you stay quiet and you look at their soul. You just stay quiet and look at the soul. You don't say anything. It might be awkward for a whole minute. You just stay there and wait. Just wait. Let them figure it out. Let whatever. Sometimes they don't even ask for payment plans, and then themselves will be like, can I start with 3 or whatever? Let them talk to you, okay? Now, that's part of how you should handle the conversation, right? This is kind of the structure. If some of you came on in late, screenshot this. If anyone, put it under the video, but this is what kind of how I look at the sales framework or process. Like, I just go through this. I'm gonna put it on the video and a picture in the bottom of the video so you guys get access to it. Okay. But once you guys go through the whole qualify thing, you're gonna go to the objection phase. Okay. So in reality, you're only gonna get these 4 objections. This is the only 4 objections you're ever gonna deal with in your life. Okay. It's gonna be price, spouse, let me think about it, and belief. And I'm gonna show you how to easily destroy 2 of them. Okay. So the number 1, these are the easy ones, which is number 2 and number 4. Okay. The spouse or partner. The reason why this is the easiest one, the easiest way to you know, delete is just that on the VSL, you need to say if you have a business partner or whatever it may be, they need to be on the call. Like I never deal with, I need to speak to my wife, I need to speak to my partner, I never deal with the objection because I tell everybody on the VSL, hey, the decision makers needs to be there because I don't want to repeat myself 3 times. And then you got to tell that to everybody. So that's how we completely delete the objection. I never leave, if I do deal with objection, it's because that person didn't watch the video. And if they didn't watch the video, we shouldn't be on the phone. We literally cancel calls. If somebody says, I haven't watched the VSL, okay, I guess I'm going to reschedule you. All right. Now, the second objection is belief. Belief is another one of the easiest because the better you are in marketing, and that's what we asked in the beginning of the call. Why specifically did you book a call with me? If they answer that question correctly, it should eliminate the belief objection, which, oh, I don't believe you can give me the results I'm talking about. Because you're asking them, why did you book a call with me today? You get me? So that already deletes the belief. Also, a way to delete the belief objection, we're doing it over here when we say, hey, is there a reason why you wouldn't get the same result as X, Y, and Z? Because we just showed them 3 different stories of 3 different people in the time frame of what we got them funded. And they just agreed that they would get the same results as those people. Did you get me? So you shouldn't have a belief objection, right? So those are the easiest ones to deal with. You shouldn't get these 2 objections. If you do get the spouse or the belief objection, something is wrong with your funnel, something is wrong with your marketing, and something was wrong with this way you did the call, because this should not be an objection for you guys, okay? Now we go to the real objection that most of you guys are going to get, which is pricing. There is literally the objection that all you guys are going to get, right? So we dropped the price. So X, the price of the program is 8,000, but we like action takers and we give massive incentive for the people who take action, and that is a price reduction of $2,000. So believe in the total price for $6,000. They go, oh my fucking God, that is too expensive. You guys are whatever is too expensive. Totally understand, X. Is there any reason but the price that is stopping to moving forward? They could say yeah or no. If they say it's the price, it's too much. Okay, so completely understand. So it's pretty much the price that's holding you back to moving forward. And you're like, yeah. Okay, not a problem, completely understood. Let me ask you something. If we were able to work something out, will you be able to start today? Right? If they say sure, that's when you continue. If they say no, then, the price objection for me is the easiest to deal with, because if they're broke, you're not going to close them. Even if we ask them all these questions and they just completely lie, and then by the time it's time to pay and they don't give you a straight answer, that's because they're broke. If they're broke, they're broke. But that's why we ask them. Totally understand. But is the price the only thing stopping you? They're going to say yes. Okay, not a problem. Let me ask you something. If we were able to work something out, will you be able to start today? If they say sure, yes, okay, I'm here to help. So let's see if we can. How much cash do you have on hand so we can start the funding process today? Okay, this is very important because we're not giving them. I never give people payment plans. I tell them how much cash you have on hand and let them decide their payment plans, right? Because if they know their own financial, instead of getting start talking about 10 or 15 minutes about their own financials and get something in conversation people are very uncomfortable to speak about, just say how much cash you have on hand. And if they say $500, then I'm like, hey man, I can't work with $500. It costs me $500 just to send you to my RM, right? So this is depending on how much you can actually let the client in. We want to look for $2,000, right? If they say $2,000, boom. If they say $1,000, whatever, depending how much lead flow you have that month, let them in. You get me? And then you work a payment plan of $1,000, or maybe next month could be 2,000, or next 2 weeks could be another 1,000, something out, right? But if you already know, if the person says, I only have $500 to my name, like, bro, then why the hell did you lie to me this whole call? Remember, you already asked them a few qualifying questions, and out of nowhere, they say their business was profitable, that they were making 5 to 10K per month. They have 15K in credit cards. You can literally say, how do you only have 500? You told me. And guys, if you're not confrontational, then you're going to be bad at sales. You need to tell them, hey, but didn't you tell me that you had at least 15 to 20K in personal credit cards and then your business is profitable, how the hell do you only have $500 to start your funding process? And you can get, you can kind of dig in deeper in there. But if they say 1,000, 2,000, whatever it may be, just build a business, build a payment plan on there. Now, the third objection, if they say, well, I need time to think about it, right? Cool, totally understand, X. Do you mind if we think about it together? Right? So awesome. So do you like, and this simple. Oh, I like everything. You guys are amazing, but I just need time to think about it. Cool, awesome, amazing. Totally understand, X. Do you mind if we think about this together? Sure, awesome. Do you believe, let me ask you a couple questions. Do you believe that I could get you, like, do you believe you're more likely to get approved for X by working with us or not? Or by doing it by yourself, something like that. Like, are you more likely to get approved for this amount with us or without us? They're gonna say with you. Okay. And now they'll say yes, of course, to that. Now the next one will be like, cool. So then you believe that we could get you the results you're looking for? Yes. So they just say yes like 3 times. Yes, yes. Cool. So you believe we could give you the results you're looking for? Yes. Okay. So I'm guessing the biggest issue is price. Is it too expensive? Then down. Guess what? Now we're down to the real objection. The real objection, they don't need to think about it. The real objection was price. Is that making sense? See how we just like narrow it down to price again, right? Because that's the real objection. When somebody says, let me think about it, it's because it's a price. So we go from, let me think about it. Cool, totally understand. I just give you a lot of information, so you might want some time to think about it. But you mind if we think about it together? You can say something like that. Sure, awesome, cool, amazing, beautiful. Do you think by working with us, you get faster the results? Whatever they're gonna say yes. Do you believe that we could get the result looking for? Yes. Okay, I'm guessing the biggest issue for you is the pricing, that we're too expensive, right? That's the thing holding you back then. So we just got them to actually admit what is the objection. They say yes. Now, when they say yes to this, guess what we do? We go back into, okay, not a problem, completely understand. Let me ask you something. If there were to work something out, will you be able to start today? So we go back to this objection handling. Is that making sense? Right? So that's how we just loop, and we keep looping, and we keep looping, and we keep looping. Sure. So if we were to work something now, are you able to start today? Sure. Okay, I'm here to help. So let's see if we can make something happen. How much cash do you have on hand so we can start your funding process today? And they say $500. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't do that. It doesn't work for me. It costs me just $500 to put you in contact with my RMs. Is that all you have to invest in your business, for the love of God? And they say yes. Well, I'm sorry that we're wasting each other's time. I can't work with those funds. And that's it. Just be upfront with them. And you'd be like, yeah, it's impossible for me. It works, whatever. If they do say, no, I have more, I can make whatever it may be. That's just depending on the conversation. But this is exactly what you do. And you loop it back, and you loop it back, and you loop it back. Just this whole part of looping back into the objection could take another 20 minutes. That's why the call could be 30 minutes and then another 20 minutes of this phase. All right. So that's why sometimes the calls could take up to 45 minutes or sometimes even an hour. All right. So any questions you guys have about this, everyone? Or we're golden?
Where are you going to post this recording?
Not for you, Cam. I'm going to give it to everybody but you. You're already winning, bro. Stop being greedy.
I want to give it to my team.
Nah. This is only for the people who are not doing too good. Erica, what's up?
Hey, Javi, can you drop that doc link in the chat box?
I got you. Let me first, I have to give you access to share it. I'm in the wrong email right now. So if I just drop it, you're not going to have access.
Okay.
Give it maybe like 5 minutes after this call, and I'm gonna upload it on the sales section. It should be the last video on the sales side. And then I'm gonna have the diagram and then the link.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. But did that kind of help you a little bit on the structuring?
A lot.
Beautiful.
Heck of a lot. That's why I want the document.
Yeah.
Yo.
It makes a lot of sense.
Don't read off of it. Like, remember, if one of your closest friend calls you and then he funded, how will you take that conversation?
It's funny you should say that, because for everybody that referred somebody to me, I closed them right on the spot, and they never knew the price. But I'm like, when I go on the sales calls for these cold people from the ads, I don't know, it's different. The energy is different for me. So I'm like, maybe it's because being that they referred me, I look at them as friends, and then the people that come from the ads, I just see them as I don't know them. So my energy is different.
No, remember they know
Facts.
you. If the marketing is correct, you don't know them, but they know you. So they should come. They're not cold, they're warm a little bit. If they book the call with you, they're warm. So they know who you are. They watch the VSL. They know what you do. So they should be a little bit warm, you know. But always like to take the pressure off the sales call. You're having a conversation with an old friend. That's the best way. Like, it's just an old friend is calling you. It's like, hey man, I heard you're giving people funded. How can you help me? I'm like, whoa, slow your horses, bro. Like, I could help you, but I need to ask, you know, let me see. And if you know the person and you know the product, you should be able to know what question you got to ask and what information you need to get to help that individual. So that's why I said that you don't need a script. You just need to know the right questions or the right answers, and you can work with them. Okay.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Nah, no problem. Anybody has any sales I know the call is only 30 minutes, but any
I
sales
just have
question,
one.
guys? Andre,
I have
what up,
one
brother?
comment. So funny you talk about showing up without the decision maker. I just had that this week. Was like a referral-ish, like a third-party referral. Like one person sent one person to the other person, and the other person sent the other person to me. So kind of warm. But they came to me on the call, and everything is going right. So I still send them through the funnel because I want to create the authority and everything else that you teach us. So I got to the call, and call's going great. She's Jamaican, so I'm pulling up my language, and we're just doing the whole thing. And one of the things that you taught me when I first started is I have to like know why they're doing it. Why? So on that call, I remember why. So I have all these whys. I want to quit my job in 2 years. I want to buy a house in 2 years. I want to get a car in 2 years. I want to get. She told me all these things in 2 years. I want to send my kids to private school. Then I get to the close, bro. This lady gonna tell me that she wants to talk to her husband, her man, and I said, I thought you were the decision maker because you said you watched all my funnels and all my videos, right? And on the videos, they said that decision maker should show up to the call. But I said, I totally understand. I know you're excited to get started, right? So I said to her, so where's your partner at? She said, he's at work. So I said, oh man, yeah, I think we're gonna have to reschedule this call because it's gonna be hard to get him at work. She said, I can text him right now. I said, go ahead and text him. I was playing with her. I didn't want her to text him, but I said, go ahead and text him. And then I said, what service provider does your partner have? He said, he has T-Mobile. So I said, does it work good at work? She said, not so much. Sometimes he doesn't have he has bad service. So I said, that kind of sucks. So let me ask you this. If you're going to get your house in 2 years, you're going to graduate in 2 years, you're going to send your kids to private school in 2 years, you're going to achieve all the goals in 2 years. If everything that you said is true and you want to achieve that in 2 years, and I can help you get that, what if T-Mobile stops you from getting those things in 2 years? What if T-Mobile service stops you? Is that going to be okay with you? He said, no. You know what? I'm just going to get started. How much you said I need to put down? $3,000. She's like, okay, send me the link, please.
Nice.
Got him. Got him. So that's why we talk about the framework. So, I have your questions right next to my what's it called? My presentation. So as I'm looking at your questions and I'm hitting them. So that's my framework that I use, and just being comfortable, just selling. So
I don't always ask the same question. That's why I don't have it. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sometimes I don't have even the same. It's different. Sometimes I ask first the credit profile and then the business questions. You can switch it, but you should know what you need from this person so you can get the results that they want. And there's no pressure. And the objections, it should be like, if they don't have the money, they don't have the money. But you really should find out if that's really the objection. Because let me think about it. Let me talk to my spouse. Look how he just got the objection. Oh, let me talk to my husband. He just completely deleted the objection.
And one of the things that I did too, I added something. I didn't share this. I said, most times when people, because I think it was a money thing, right? I think it was a money thing. So I said, is it the money? And she said, oh no, we always do financial decisions together. And I said, well, most time when people tell me about money, it's because they don't want to leverage the card because it's going to affect their utilization. So I'm kind of like creating a different problem and I'm going to solve it for her, right? So I said, most times when people say that, it's because the utilization thing, and they know that it's going to affect their funding, so they don't want to use the money. But based on the card that you showed me, remember that Capital One card, the one that has $15,000 and zero balance? You can use that. Only $3,000. That's not gonna affect your utilization. So I'm telling her, I know the card that you can use because she showed me your profile.
Mm.
So she just got backed in a corner and she just said, you know what, let's do it. So thought I'd share.
No, you definitely don't have problem with sales, bro. You got this.
No, Javier, I
Um,
just want to say thank you for the presentation. I definitely feel that the structuring and knowing the answers to the like the rebuttals that they might have and the objections that they might have is important, because that is definitely a downfall that I have. The not knowing the answers to their objections had been an issue, not structuring things in the right way where I'm asking some objection questions up front, but they don't know that, you know what I mean, that I'm setting it up. Like doing it in the beginning so that at the end, when they do have those objections, it's like, well, you know, kind of like what they already told me, or they kind of feel silly saying things. It's like, damn, I already told her that. So I think that that's definitely gonna be helpful for me. I guess when I do my sales calls, I'm really winging it and just hoping that it, you know, just wishful thinking like this is gonna work. They're just gonna love my energy and they're just gonna close. And it's like, no, they have questions, they have objections, and I have to be very clear and to the point on my responses, and I haven't been. So
that's
I
for
can
me the
totally
difference
see
between a
I can totally
salesperson.
see where I've messed up.
No, no
in
problem.
every
That's why
single call.
that's why I'm trying to help you guys. But that's why there's a difference between a salesman and a closer. A salesman is just there to pitch. A closer is there to understand and then close you. You get me? A salesman, I'm just here to pitch. If you make the sale or not, whatever. I'm a salesman. But a closer is somebody. Okay, I'm trying to understand what you are, almost like a therapist in a way. You know. That's why I always go back to like think about it. Thinking I'm talking to an old friend. She just called me. I've been in business for 2 years. And an old friend from high school is calling me that they need their business funded and they just started their LC. How will you conduct that business? Oh, that conversation. And that's how I think about it. And that takes a bunch of the pressure off. But it needs to be a friendly conversation, but with a strategy, right?
Yeah,
Because
the
if they tell you, oh, let me think about it. You're like, oh, of course, friend. You know, they take your time. You know, say you have for your mama with me, but for me, whatever it may be. You get me? Then it's not gonna happen. When somebody tells you, let me think about it, that's a price objection. You gotta do process by elimination and get them to honestly say what is the real objection. And if it is price is the easy objection to deal with. Like people they think that's the hardest objection, but it's honestly the easiest. You know, so and the 4 objections you're always gonna get is either spouse or partner, which that should be easily to handle. Belief, which if you have good marketing and good systems and all of that, they should believe who you
Yeah, I
are.
totally forgot about my landing page because he was like, oh, I want to do some more research on you, like that this is what you do, right? And I totally have not been using my landing page with the results. I need to like start doing that. That was like totally, I could have just.
So back in the days when I was selling it at the $3,000, like 2 years ago, when I was selling funding at $3,000 and I moved it to $5,000, I started getting the objection of like, well, I don't know who you are. Well, I don't know who you are. Well, I don't know. I'm like, oh, really? All right. You know, then I made in my VSL, I'm a Cuban immigrant. I came from Cuba, and then I put my whole story, and then I came on with Rio, and that whole oh, I don't know who you are, never came up again. Never, I had never even heard. Now people come to me, they know exactly who I am, exactly what I do, and they're ready to give me their money. That's literally how I take my sales call. Because like I'm not gonna waste my time, you know? Like, and especially once you guys do this for like I've taken 2,000 more of this call. So like I'm just like, yo, I don't really want to waste each other's time. And mainly mine's. Like I think time is the most precious thing we have. And I don't want to be in an hour call just to find out that you're wasting my time and you just wanted to talk or just to find out. If you want to find out what we do, watch his VSL, look at this landing page. You don't believe I could give you results? Watch my testimonials, do your own research. Please don't book a call with me to do research. That's like the worst sales calls ever. Somebody books a call, oh, I'm just here to find out what you guys do. Be like, what do you want? You like, what do you mean? Like, I have a website, I have videos, I have YouTube, I have reels, I have like, what do you mean? So you want to waste my time to explain to you what I do? Like, don't ever take those calls. And those calls, nobody's going to close because if they're finding out everything you do on that call, is very difficult to close them because they're getting information overload. That's why there's a nurturing and sequence. They need to first find out who you are, then find out what you do, then how you get them the results. Then they're gonna book a call with you. There's like a sequence to that. You know, if you lay out the whole thing at once, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, I'm gonna think about it because I'm talking to this guy, and I just found out I just met you yesterday." You get me? And it's not good.
Yeah, I think I struggle with getting, how do I disconnect the call without being like a bitch or being like, you know, why the fuck you wasting my time kind of thing. I struggle with that
What do you
because I
mean
got
a
on a
bitch
call
though?
with
Like you feel like
somebody.
you're being like too
Like,
direct.
I don't know how to like finish the call because I'm just being nice, I'm being respectful, I'm listening to them. But I got on a call with someone that I knew had ridiculous expectations. Like, oh, if you can only get me 100 to 200, that's not gonna be enough for me. I need 300,000 and I need it like now. Like I need speed, speed, speed. And I
You
already
ca-
knew with his profile, there was no way I can even get him 200 because his personal credit limits is lower. It was like at 20,000. I'm like, there's just no way, sir. You know?
I
But
tell him, I'm like, hey,
instead
that's
of
an
me
unreal.
saying that, I just went and spent 45 minutes. And I kicked myself after the call because I'm like, girl, you knew when he started having these crazy expectations what you should have said. But because I felt like I was going to say it and sound like, you know, like offensive, I didn't want to come out offensively. So I just ended up dragging the call, being nice.
I'm
But I
glad
don't
you
want
go.
to
That's
do
why I
that.
told you the other day, you gotta take 1,000 of these calls, and I promise you, you'll be like, I'm gonna cut this shit. You know, like once enough people waste your time, and it's not. I just say like, hey, man, unfortunately, those are really unrealistic expectation, and I can't give you those results, and I'm not gonna charge you, and then you to be mad at me. So I'm sorry we can't come together on an agreement, and we can't work together. I would like to provide some values for you can head towards the right direction, but I don't think we could work together.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That's literally how I go. Like, what do you want me to do? Somebody's giving me unrealistic expectations. I just tell them, hey, like, I can't do that for you. Like, do you want me to? You want to pay me, and for you can be mad at me? I sleep at night like a baby. You're not gonna buy my peace of mind. You know.
I'm
So
gonna add something, Avi.
go for
So
it.
if Ariana, if you're having that kind of feeling about ending calls, one thing I learned in network marketing is always tell the people the time slot that you have and that you have another person right behind. I don't say it because I don't have that problem, but I learned this when I used to do network marketing. I always say, yeah, man, we have about 15 minutes because I have two more people that I have to talk to after you. So that's my escape. If the call is getting dragged off, I said, well, I would love to keep it going, but since we're not able to help you right now, we're gonna have to reconvene at a different time. My call is coming up in 3.5 minutes, and I don't want to be late, just like I showed up early for you. So let's do this. I'm gonna send you a text in your DM, and we'll take it from there. And you just like
Got it.
ditch the call.
Yeah,
So,
I need a I
yeah.
need an exit strategy for sure with people that I know I feel are not gonna close and I don't even want to continue. But that's good. I have my time limit.
Again, it's always like I'm talking to an old friend, or even somebody I don't like from high school, or somebody that you don't like from high school calls you to get funded. You politely tell them to F off. You'd be like, hey, no, unfortunately, hey, okay, well, and honestly, girl, bro, like I gotten so like I don't have a lot of patience. Sometimes the person doesn't want to turn on the camera, and I'm like, well, he's like, I'm like, you don't know, it's a Zoom call, so like, why don't you want to turn on the camera? And some guy was like, I have taken a gazillion billion Zoom calls, and I've never had turned on the call. You're the first person. I'm like, and I just ended it. I'm like, well, boop. I don't give a shit. Like you booked a call with me, and I literally just went like, oh, and I went like this, ended the call, and I laughed about it with Steven and my Encla. Like, look at this fucking guy. But then again, that's also like when I'm telling you, you take 500 or 1,000 of this guy's calls, you're gonna be like, yeah, no, like I know exactly where this is going, and I don't. You're not gonna buy my peace of mind. So remember, we're in high ticket sales. Like sales is stressful because of that, because it's very emotional. You could feel like like you're on top of the world in 1 week, and the next week you make no sales, and you feel like a piece of shit, and you feel like you're a horrible person because you have a 20% closing rate. But it's just sales, it's probably like the hardest part of the business because it's the sport part of your business. You always have to work that muscle. It never stops. It's kind of annoying. Sales is kind of annoying. That's why I never liked it, but it's gonna make you the fastest thing that will get you rich is sales and marketing. There's no way. There's no easier money than sales and marketing.
I have
Amen.
a question. Hi, my name is Rosemary.
Hi, how's it going, Rosemary?
Good.
Jack,
So
give me a minute, brother. I heard you.
I joined the meeting a little late, but when it comes to the prices, so instead of negotiating the prices down with the clients, we should stick to the price that we give them. So if we say 8,000, we'll give you a 2,000 discount if you take action now. But when it comes to the price, we shouldn't not negotiate anything lower than that. If we say 6 is 6, we could just work on the payment plan, or what would you recommend in that case? Because a lot of the time,
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
okay.
That's so like I'm not gonna. If you want to go negotiate, like then I don't know, go somewhere else. Like this is my price because I want to make money, and I want to
Okay.
stay above a 50% profit margins. And if I take lower than that, then I'm not gonna be. It's just literally just you have to have the rules. But now, don't be hard. Like, let's say if you haven't made a single sale in your life, and somebody's gonna give you
Right. I'm
$3,000.
fresh off the boat.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
fresh off the
exactly. If someone's gonna give you $3,000 and you take the 3,000, because look, my first 10 sales were $500 because I was so insecure that I didn't want to charge nobody. So I made like 10 sales of 500. Then I started charging 2,000, then 3,000, then 5,000, 8,000, 10. And then I charged 50. I even charged 100 grand. Right. So the prices kept going up. But that's as I built confident and exactly on me, because it was honestly not value of the product, but insecurity of me saying a high price and oh, nobody's willing to pay me that. So sometimes we're just insecure about ourselves. But if somebody's gonna give you 3,000 or 2,000, take it. But if somebody says I only have $2,000 today, take the 2,000 and tell them to pay you the 4 grand in the next 30 days when you get them funded or whatever it may be, or work a payment plan of 3 months or whatever, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. But I don't like the word negotiation or discount. That's why I like the word incentive. But no, I wouldn't go down. But again, Rosemary, you're about to make a sale and he's only gonna give you $1,000. Just do it, bro. Just freaking okay. I got the sale, and then because it
Thank
could.
you.
Yeah.
We just published our yesterday. So we just published our first ad yesterday. So I'm like, okay, when I get a call, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna say?
Look, watch this video. I'm gonna upload it in the sales side. Go to the last
Okay,
video
I'm gonna go
in the
back.
day. Yeah. And look, guys, I got the link. Fix Cloud was able to do it for me. So I'm gonna put the link there for the Google Doc. And then here's the graph where you guys could download it. But after this call, I'm gonna upload the video in the sales section and I'll put the doc there.
Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem. And when you do your first call, just send it over. Let us review it, and we'll criticize and tell you what's going on.
Okay, thank
No
you.
problem. Erica, give me 1 sec because Jex had a question. Okay.
Hey,
What's good,
Avi,
bro?
what's good, man? Quick question about fulfillment. So, there've been a few clients we've been getting recently where they're like not maxed out, but almost maxed out on like 1 or 2 of their credit cards. And we're working with Scale with Funding, and they want those guys to pay down past 30%. Right. So I was torn because these 2 leads had money to pay. Right. They had money to pay. I could have got them into the program. Like, I'm pretty sure we could have closed them, but I sent them away as like, hey, you need to do these massive pay downs first. One was like a $7,300 pay down. The other one was like a $5,200 pay down. So I just want to know, like, and maybe, I can get others' advice on this too, but like, where's the, like, I don't know, the line that you guys draw?
Yeah, like
where
the
it's
fork in the road. That all depends on the person, bro. If you feel like you could have gotten and funded them and charge them 6 grand or 5 grand instead of the Jax McCall way, by all means. Andre, I don't know. I think you were about to answer that.
Yep. So, my bad. So you're saying that you wanted to fit them into the under 30% bracket. That's why you didn't close them, right?
So yeah, because we're working with Scale with Funding now, and that's just what they do. That's their process. They say that every card needs to be paid down below 30%.
Got you. In Top Gun, homeboy crashed his plane and he stole the enemy's plane, bro. Like, there is a way. So my way is, I'm gonna get you in, and based on your profile, I'm gonna get you funded on a personal loan. My client that's at 276,000 right now, I could have turned her away. She was at 40% utilization. We got her the personal loan, and I count it as funding as well, because who makes up the rules? Nobody. You make your own rules. I got her a 50K personal loan, paid down the entire balance of every single card. I know she's killing it. She got 50K from one bank, 50K from another bank, 40K, 20K. She's at 270, and I almost let her go because she was at 40%. So use the personal loan. If you can get a personal loan, because 30% can get a personal loan. Or you get creative and you ask them who can give you some money to pay down the utilization. But next question is, but what if I can't fund them? Bro, you can always give them money back. And what's the worst that could happen? Just don't spend the money. If you know that you're a little bit shaky about this one, just give them money back. But it doesn't have to get that way. We have a community here with so many awesome people. Was that done with live stream? Yes, that was live stream. We have so many awesome people. You jump in the chat, you brainstorm with Erica, you have Andre, you have Jasmine, you have Colin, you have all these people, Cameron knows all this stuff. So you just brainstorm and then you figure it out.
Yeah, there's definitely a lack of knowledge there because
Mhm.
I don't know what the
Let me ask you a question before you even finish that.
Mhm.
Did you watch all the videos? Honestly, I don't watch all the videos. I watch the videos that I need, but that's probably why some people are crushing it more than me. But did you watch all the videos?
like in the course.
Hmm. Nah, that's a no.
not-
All right, it's all good. No,
Sorry,
don't hurt
Holly.
yourself. So what? It's not sorry, habit. Sorry, me. But watch the videos because when you watch the videos, you're gonna pick up. Oh, I remember that big fake guy talked about this loan. I remember that one call with Clarissa, and she talked about that loan, and you write these down in your playbook. In my Slack, I have a little playbook. When utilization is high, go to live stream. One main. What's my other bank? Damn it, what's that bank called? Something with a J, right? Like Jupiter or something, right? So I have all these things happening and I put them in my Slack, but I wouldn't know unless I watched the video or experienced it somewhere.
hmm
We have everything in the course, bro. Like everything is in the course. And
So,
if it's
yeah,
not in the course, that means we're gonna figure it out at some point and put it in the course.
Jax, the more you know the product, the more you know the client, the more you're able to help. And we did the math on this. After your 8 hours of work, if you guys were working 8 hours, after you guys are sleeping 8 hours a day, you still have almost 400 hours, 480 something hours out of that month free. Use 100 of those hours to consume the whole curriculum. The whole curriculum is about 100 hours. Maybe you don't have to watch the whole thing. Maybe skip it. Maybe, okay, I don't need to watch this. But if you consume everything that's in there, you know everything that we know. That will give you the knowledge to handle these conversations.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I close people. The only reason why I'm able to, I don't consider myself a good salesperson, but I just know so much that people are just overwhelmed. Like, this fucker knows way too much. He must know something, you know? And that's what people know. They join me because I don't close them with like a sales strategy. It just, I'm a really good marketer, which, remember, sales is bad marketing. If your sales are horrible, it's because you're a horrible marketer, right? So always keep that in mind. The reason why I have such a high close, this month we're 83% closing rate. Only reason that's possible is because I'm a good marketer. I'm not a good salesman, right? But if you know the product, I promise you, you will close almost everybody because you know the product and the client.
So
Makes
I have
sense?
something else to add to it too. So you should definitely go back for those two guys. And worst case, bro, like what do you have to lose? This is business. Like you're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna have some bruises. Just tell them, I'll just do it on the back end, bro, because you have a little bit of complications. I don't wanna, I don't wanna do this if I feel like, you know, it's gonna cause a problem. I don't want to charge you up front. Let's agree to do back end or upon first approval. So no, you get to work with them, you get to experience this because you have to have some of these people to teach you. I have to give some refunds back to learn these tricks,
hmm
right? Have them do the back end thing and then go ahead and get denied a million times if that's what you have to do and clean the inquiries. But at least the guy's gonna feel not so bad because he didn't pay any money.
Yeah, that's what
So don't
that's what we landed on. What we landed on was like, if this comes up again, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, we can work with you, but you need to put down like X amount, and then we'll charge you 10% or
You
whatever.
know what's
Mhm.
also a good way that a few of our clients been doing. I think the one who came up with it was Ryan, and then other people kind of copied him.
Mhm.
But they've been telling me it's working out good. It's 3% after 100K. So that's a way to increase LTV. You know, so you charge them $6,000, they get
Mhm.
100,000. After 100,000, it's 3%, 2% of funds, which it does two things: it increases LTV for you, but also the person thinks, oh, we're gonna get more than 100,000, and then I have to pay extra for that. So I'm paying 6 just for the 100, right? Okay, good. Anything beyond that, it's percentage base. You know.
Hey,
So-
Drexel, how long ago were these clients?
One was 2 days ago. The one before that was on Monday.
So you brought them in, they had higher than 30% utilization. You sent them to Jack's team, and then Jack's team told them to pay it down.
No, so we didn't actually bring them in. I'm saying like I turned them away because I was just
Oh.
like, you need to do these big pay downs on these cards.
Yeah.
So
And what were their names?
Hey,
got you, bro. I got you.
Real quick.
Hey, go get him and put him in the chat. When you get them, put him in the chat. By the way, is that a
Oh,
baby in
man.
your hand? Is that
Yeah,
a,
this is
that
my
a baby?
daughter. This is my daughter.
Oh, what's up? She's learning
Yeah.
early. Closer. Let's go.
Yeah.
Beautiful, bro. That's
So
beautiful.
daddy start closing deals.
Yeah, daddy, come on. Erica, what's up? Sorry that we took a while to answer you.
Oh, no worries. Andre, this is for you. I know that you actually have your clients share with you their credit report while they're on the call with you. When do you ask them to share the credit report? Is it before you present your program and how it works, or when do you put that in there?
It's kind of like what Javi just said. I did it enough, so I just smooth it in. But if I'm following my script, not my script, my framework that I use from Javi's program, if I'm following that framework, it's like, why'd you choose me? You know, why this? Why that? Then at some point there's a question that says, like, I don't remember exactly the question, but I know that's my trigger to ask the credit report before I share my screen and show them the results. You know, when you share your funnel and say, based on what you see right here with all these clients, is there any reason you think you wouldn't get funded? I do it before that, because I want to make sure that you qualify before I go to close the deal. I don't want to close the deal and then I get you in and then I have to give you money back. That's what happened to me the other day. So right before I do is it okay if I share my screen? Right before I do that and I share all the results from all the past clients, I just say, hey, I definitely want to guarantee that I can help you. So this is what I normally do. At this point in the call, and I always use stories so nobody feels like I'm telling them what to do. I said, at this point in the call, my clients normally share their screen. And right as I'm saying that, I make them host, right? So I said, I'm going to give you the controls now, and you're going to share your screen, and you're just going to show me quick 2 minutes, your profile. I just want to make sure that we can definitely help you before we get started. And I just take 2 minutes. You know, some people don't do it at all because they think it's time consuming. I just take 2 minutes. I said, okay, go to accounts. All right. Click on that one, open it. Okay, click on that one, open it. Click on that one, open it. Oh, damn, you got 4 cards with 20K limits? Yeah, that's looking good. All right. And then I look at inquiries. And of course, when you're on the screen, you're going to see all the overview. You're going to see like late payment, collection, charge off, you know, all these things on their screen, especially if they're using Credit Karma. So it doesn't take me a long time to assess, but I also look at a lot of credit profiles from Credit Repair. So as soon as I see the things, it's just like algorithms start going off in my head, and I don't need to break down everything to understand where the profile is at. But that's why some people do better, because some people come in with different experience. So I look at so many profiles. As soon as I get the quick 2 minutes, I already know if the person is fundable.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Hopefully that helps.
Maybe
I think the biggest takeaway. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was Andre. Maybe next Friday you can show us like 5 minutes how you do that, like a little video how you do that.
I actually did in one of the calls.
Oh,
I
okay,
did
sorry.
in the 4-week funding call. I showed you guys how I review a report. So if you look in the university, it's gonna say what a report should look like or something like that, and then I'm breaking down like what I look at, utilization, the simple stuff. But just to hear from somebody else would definitely help. But you guys know I'm a servant leader, so if you want me to do a whole call, just send me the text and it's on.
Yes, sir. Cam, what's up, brother? I'm sorry.
I was going to tell Erica, I think the biggest thing about the questions is to not sound like it's an interview, you know, is to be very conversational. I try to make my first 2-3 minutes of really just connecting with that person and finding something to connect with them on, whether it's what the business is doing, where they live, what's going on. Just, you know, I try to just really connect with them and then go into talking to them to extract the information I need. You know, I know in the beginning of sales, like I was doing the same thing. It's just like, okay, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? And it's just like, it just feels like an interview and it doesn't really flow that well.
Yeah, that's why I say it has to be like if you're talking to somebody, like an old friend. And if you do that, then, you know, it doesn't feel like you're interviewing the guy.
Yeah. I got one more thing to add. May help, may not help, but just me being weird. I actually, Andre, actually go into my sales calls expecting to win, which everybody should. I dress to win. I get dressed. I have my shoes on, my cologne, my deodorant, my teeth brush. Like I show up like I'm outside for real, because that's what makes me feel more. If you guys ever see me in person, I walk like a rich. I was gonna say the N-word. I walk like a rich dude, right?
Like a rich ninja.
Like a rich ninja.
Like a
right?
rich ninja.
Because I look good, feel good, right? I learned that from the magic of thinking big.
Yeah.
Once I did that in network marketing, I realized it works. People are just like drawn to me. So when I go into these calls, I'm not so stern. I'm just like, bro, you're blessed. You're fortunate to be on the phone with Mr. Big Fates. So it's so easy, and they feel like, damn, I don't want this guy to not work with me, right? So something that you guys could explore. If you're like too stern and you're calculated and too dialed in, it's just gonna feel like sales. So for my call, I think I'm gonna share one of my calls next week.
Let's do it.
It just flows, and it's just like,
Next week,
I'm
let's
just
review one of
chilling.
your calls. And I do the same, guys. I get like it just look. I'm still wearing my pajamas. From here down, I'm still sleeping. From here up, I'm looking like a gazillion dollars. But sometimes I wake up and I just dress from my, I got this from Kevin O'Leary from Mr. Wonderful and Shark Tank. He does all his calls. It's just from this up, and he's on his boxers. I'm like,
I'm
I
well
want that
dressed.
guy's life.
I don't wear shoes in the house.
Yeah, I'm comfortable as hell. Like, and this is I have hundreds of these, so I love wearing these turtlenecks, So I am honestly comfortable, but I do feel I shower sometimes before my calls. Like I even put on cologne. Like I look the part. Like I
I
know
can
they're not
smell
gonna
it.
smell me, but I know why I do it because I feel better, So
I
that's
feel like I
definitely
could
true, Andre.
smell like some Cuban in the air.
Actually, we got another Cuban here, Victor. He just joined us. He's Cuban too, so we're gonna take over soon, Cam. Everybody is gonna be Cuban here eventually.
Think I'm ready.
Mhm.
Let's go, baby.
Holy, you
It's
saving that
gonna
for
be
when I
more
go
than
over there?
Miami, and
Yeah.
so it's gonna be
Nice,
not only
nice.
Miami. It's gonna be the rest of the states. We're gonna take over.
Yeah.
Ain't that a
Guys,
song? We
this is
take
our newest member. He
over.
just joined yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team, bro.
Thank you,
Looks like
thank
$1 million
you.
already. I'll buy.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. I've already got a lot of things in my mind. It's just working now. It's a matter of it's a lot of content. So I spent a lot of time watching videos, but this weekend's gonna be another get to a weekend. So I can go into the Monday fresh and ready. Hey, this is the mindset. Let's go.
No, you're definitely gonna be overwhelmed. And actually, he's a great case study. I could show you guys because he's one of the person. Like I told you, everybody who's joining me lately has joined the community, and then like I could show you. I'm sorry, I'm using you as an example,
No,
but
man, no. You're
yeah.
fine. You're fine. It's actually overall, it's actually really weird how I even got in. It's been I saw one of your videos a long time ago, and you were
No,
like, "Don't miss
I
my
have it all
time."
right here where you did, buddy. I know when you found me. I know where you did. I've been tracking your ass this whole time. All right. So that's why I'm showing the team. So this is an example of somebody, this is his client journey. This is your client journey into and then he finally converted, right? So that's why I was telling you guys that like I'm now this for the don't do this now for you guys because focus first on high ticket sales and then build your community. But this is how I'm seeing the community that is powerful because I'm making sales without a closer and without an appointment setter. And everybody, like the past 15, 18 people that join has been through this process. It hasn't been through the DM process or the book that is literally being they join the community because now you can't, if you want to talk to me, you have to join the community. You can't book a call with me anywhere else now. So I'm forcing everybody to the community. You have to know who we are and what we do, or you're not talking to me. That's what I was telling you. I do not want to spend time explaining who I am, what I do. Like I've been doing it for the past 2 years and a half. There's enough content out there about who I am, what I do. Please come to me, and that's how I do it right now. And so far it's working so well. My revenue has gone down, but my cash collected and profitability has almost doubled and tripled, which is because I have no cost of fulfillment of team, and I barely no ad spend. The only ad spend that I'm spending is the community, right? Which is paying itself. So it's like it's like I'm making deals without no ad spend in a sense, which is awesome. But this more for Andre and Cam, that I know I'm helping you guys do that stuff in the future, but you can see how Victor saw a video for us, clicked here, clicked there, saw another video, then eventually, joined the community, then booked a call with us, and then here he is, And Victor, I'm just showing how so in marketing, there's something called the seven rules of marketing that people need 7 hours, 11 touches, and 3 different platforms in order to trust your brand, right? And even though this is more like methodical, we like to systemize this. And what I'm showing you guys prove that if you have a system for it, you can systemize that rule of the law of rule that someone to get to know you, they need to go through certain things in order to give you, your money or whatever it may be. That's what I'm teaching them, that if you create a good marketing system, a good client journey, clients want to work with you instead of the other way around of you trying to like, oh, I need a client. Like for me, it's the complete opposite. I want people wanting to work with me instead of people just like, oh, I need this lead to close. You get me? Like, I don't move that way. If you don't want to close to me today, fine. Maybe you close next week. That's literally how I operate my business. So I'm just showing them that sometimes it's not just about sales. You can just lay back a bit and let the clients come to you. But you guys have any questions before I get going, guys? I have a meeting in 4 more minutes. Cam, we're golden. Erica.
Yeah, I got my Hyros working, so I'm tracking now.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
Good, good. There was a lot of plugins that were kind of
Missing?
broken, so we got them all fixed up and dialed in. So I saw one person book from the VSL so far, but it's still at like 1%. So if we could get that up to yeah, we've had almost 1,700 unique views and we're at 1.48%. So if we can get up to, you said 10%, right?
It should be, so when you're looking at just page to page, 50% drop off. When you're looking at conversion, it should be 10%.
So if there's 1,700 unique page views, I should have 170 book calls.
Depend on how many clicks they have to go. Remember, it's like 50%, 50%, I'm sorry, 50% every time they click something, right? If it says it is to book a call, if it's to buy a program, it should be a 10% drop off rate at every level. So you
this is to book.
It should be 50% of a 50% of a 50%. You feel me? So like, let's say they're landing on the landing page, right? Count 50% off. Now, out of those 50%, how many actually click the application? Cut 50% off.
Now, each question of the application or just the application?
Each stage of the funnel. There should be a 50% drop off rate. And when it sales, it's usually it's a 10% of whatever's coming in should actually make a purchase.
Because there's like, 5 questions. So it's not like.
No. That's all like consider a stage in the funnel.
Yeah.
And expect a 50% drop off there.
And then there's the calendar booking page.
Yeah, all those things you can expect. Like, this is just law of averages. Many different industries, right?
It still kind of comes down to around 10. So, 50 cut in half is then 25 of the original 100, and then you cut the 25 in half, you're still sitting around 10, 12%. So it's still, if I have 1,700 unique page views, I should have 170 book calls roughly.
Yeah, because honestly, you can count a book call as technically as a sale. Like, it's still continue them to make like they have to do something. So you can still consider it. It's almost like a sales process. So yeah, you can still boil it down to 10%. I mean, if 10% is moving, that's golden, bro, because that's a really good average. If it's more, even better.
Well, no, I'm at 1%. So if I could get to 10, that would be 170 booked calls. We would be screaming.
Yeah, no, that's too expensive. That means their cost per demo call is going to be the same thing cost per DM call, which then it defeats the purpose.
Yeah, I would love to see John's stats. Can you spy on him for me?
Just call him. Be like, hey, John, how much is your cost per demo call? It should be $50 to $80. Like, we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
I just talked to him yesterday, 2 days ago. He broke his business. He's fucking losing his hair.
What do you mean?
Like, he broke the business.
Spent too much?
Just broke the business. He broke every department, which I'm like, congratulations. That's what I think you should do.
I want
you haven't breaking the business enough. What you're doing is getting all your pieces, but then you can scale. How I scale, break it, put in place the patch, keep scaling. Oh shit, it cracked, patched it, keep scaling. Oh shit, patched. You get me? That's how I like to scale, and that's how he scales too. So he just
all the pieces are there. Now we just need
but for you, I feel like it took you a little bit longer just to hit 6-figure months is because you're finding pieces and then scaling. For me, it's always been like I crank it up and then I'm finding out what I need because things are started breaking. I'm like, oh shit, this broke.
Well, we did it first, and then
the sales and actually every department broke. Literally everything broke.
Our fulfillment broke first, and then I found Jack. And I feel like Jack is qualified to scale. And so, I mean, as soon as I feel like we're 3 feet from gold with this landing page, we're adding the testimonials, we're doing little things. We're going to make small changes, run it for 3 days, see if that percentage has gone up, make some small changes, run it for 3-4 days. And then we're going to keep doing that until that percentage starts climbing higher and higher. I've removed a couple things on the questionnaire that I think was creating tension. Like the last thing it said, click here to opt in to receive texts and emails. I was like, get that shit out of here.
The questionnaires get what you need to know. Remember, every step you add, expect drop off.
I was thinking about even super simplifying the questionnaire to, are you above 680? Yes or no?
It
Do
should
you
be 4
have?
or 5 questions. Yeah. What is
Yeah.
the?
Well, they're
yeah.
the same questions that you guys gave us. It's the same template, you know, but I was even thinking about making it even simpler, just like yes or no. Do you have over?
Sometimes with one question you get multiple answers, and I like that. Like for me, one of my questions that we ask is, "What's your current revenue? Where you want to be in 90 days?" Right? Like if you tell me that answer, I know exactly what type of entrepreneur you are. You can be like, "Oh, I'm at 10K and I want to be at 50 in 90 days." I know exactly what's going on. You're at 30, I want to be 100. I know exactly. You get me? So I'm asking a question that is, has multiple answer. So maybe you can find something like that you're asking one question, but you actually know multiple stuff. Like, do you have liquidity to show the bank proof of funds? That's a double. We're finding out if they're broke and if they actually have liquidity. You get me? So maybe you can have questions like that give you multiple ansers. But
Yeah,
yeah, if you can,
they're the same ones.
uh,
It's the same blueprint that you guys gave us for the business in a box.
yeah, no, John is using the same thing we use. He's
Yeah, I
using
know.
everything.
I copied his questions.
Yeah, he copied our questions.
Yeah,
So
it's even named SMB funnel hack.
yeah, unbelievable, brother. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I laughed about that. But yeah, he broke the fulfillment, marketing, setting, and sales. So, and one of the not cool, but it's cool that he went through it, that he had 23, 28 chargebacks in 1 month. And he's like, "What?" I'm like, yep. I'm like,
Why? Because
congratulations,
of
buddy.
fulfillment, or he brought in the
Yeah.
wrong people?
Yeah, just business problems. I'm like, yeah, that's good, And like, I'm like, not, and he's like, oh, my ad is dying. I'm like, stop running one ad, Like,
Yeah. I
but
saw he started. He has the ad running now with an older lady. I don't know if you saw it. I was like, is that his mom? Who's that?
not sure, but he's either hiring actors or just the people that he fund himself.
Yeah, I was like, this lady's like it was like an older lady, and she was doing the whole script, and I was like, dang, bro, that's a family business now.
Yeah, I mean, different faces attract different tonality and faces attract different people.
Yeah.
So
Once we find the landing page that works, that we can start getting closer to 10%, I'll have David doing the script. I'll have freaking Steven and Rod, and like I'll have all these ads. We have multiple accounts, so I'm ready to scale. I just want to get the landing page that's doing better than 1%.
1% is horrific, but you still could have done the DMs though. Like you have wiggle.
We
room
are.
to do-
That hasn't stopped. DMs are still running. We haven't turned it off. Still spending $200 a day on DM ads. So we didn't shut one down to test something.
That's
We're
a mistake that I did. Don't ever do
Yeah.
that. Don't ever
No.
shut down what's working.
We're
Never.
testing it on the side.
Yeah.
The only thing it's screwing up is how the hell to track these numbers in the master tracker. Because
It
it's
should look
like
this. I'll give you the new trackers soon, but it should be. See, DMs, low ticket, self book.
when can I
have three slots now, and then the total ad spend right here.
when can I get that?
Relax, buddy.
Come on.
You're going too fast for me, man. I'll give you access to mine. I've been changing the trackers up a little bit just because now there's extra stuff, but I'll give it to you guys.
I'm out here,
But yeah,
I'm out here sprinting.
Just have different yeah, like I showed you, I just have now 3 different columns. I have the column for self-book, the column for the community, I have the column for low ticket, and I have the column for DMs. And then they're all just adding out, and I have the ROI for each column so I can know. Yeah, now the data tracker got way more complex, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm about to be late for my meeting. I gotta go. Peace. See you guys on Monday. Much love. If you have any questions, DM us on Circle, whatever it may be, and we answer as soon as possible. Okay?
Yeah. Everybody,
All right, guys, thank you.
DM Javi and Clarissa. Everyone keeps asking me questions like, where do I find this? I'm like, I don't run this shit.
You're our star child, brother. You and John, bro. Oh man, but take care, guys. Peace.
I see you.